God won't change your situation until he changes you first. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 shifts that has happened to me that let me know that God was changing things in my life before anything actually happened. The first thing was my awareness increased. And this was my awareness of things that I was ignoring in others as well as within myself. And let me know if you can relate to this. It's like you get to a point where you become so aware of the BS that's around you as well as the BS that's within yourself. And I had to realize that God wasn't bringing this up to shame me, but to heal me. Because in order to get into the new life that I want, I can't bring in that old way of thinking. The second shift that happened was my desires changed. You know, conversations that I would be in just didn't feel right anymore. You know, people that I would be around, the energy wasn't right anymore. And my desires changed in the sense of I was choosing peace over chaos. I no longer was trying to prove my point. You know, it lifted a load off of me once I chose peace, because when you bring God into your life and when you make him a priority, peace automatically becomes your priority, because you no longer want that energy, that disturbed energy, that dark energy that you can absorb, you know, when you're not in that right state of mind. So that was one of the second thing that changed. And I realized, like, my desires was changing. You know, I didn't want to be around people like I normally used to, you know. And the third shift was, which to me was confirmation, was that I was okay with being alone. And this isn't about being lonely, because being lonely is low vibration. But I was okay with being alone, because being alone reintroduced me to myself and reintroduced me to God. You know, I remember the saying that says, the devil isolates to overtake, but God isolates to elevate. And that's truly was the confirmation when I was at peace with being by myself. I was at peace with just being with God. You know, I didn't need to have companionship, you know, in order to not feel lonely. You know, I'm actually alone, but I'm not lonely. And that was the pivotal moment, the confirmation that I knew God was changing things. Because in order for you to achieve the life that you want, your heart posture has to change. He has to reveal what's unhealed that you need to heal, because you're going to want to take that into this new life that you want, you know. So let me know if you can resonate with this, or if you are experiencing any of these shifts that lets you know that God is changing things in your life. And also comment down below some things if I didn't even mention it, but for you, it's confirmation for you that God is changing things in your life. You know, let's create a conversation, because we are on this journey of becoming aligned with God's plans for our life. You know, we are meant to live an abundant life, but it has to start from within. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.